Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationship and love. And I'm your host, Franca. Tonight on the show, I have three amazing guests. I have Cecilia Day with us, I have Chainte Okoli, and I have Precious Ode. Cecilia Day, how are you day? Hello, Cecilia Day, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you initially.
I said fine, thank you. And
Okay.
you?
I'm okay.
How
I'm
your day
okay.
been?
Okay, not bad.
Oh,
I'm just chilling. My
okay.
darling Chainte Okoli, my sugar
Hmm.
pie.
I say my body they hot, it they hot.
Chinche, I said I wasn't going to do this with you today. I said I wasn't going to do this with you today. Because all the emojis when you don't send me today, I said I'm not going to do this with Chinte. I will block you. I will just block you. Not today. Chinte Alpha.
I'm doing good. Today was a good day.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah, so I'm
nice.
doing good.
That's nice. That's
Yeah, it
nice. That's
was.
nice.
Thank you.
Precious. No, no, I want to talk again. No, Apple Harcourt.
Okay, that's okay. How good you?
The glow. This glow.
I didn't
But
tell
that's the whole
you.
idea now.
This
That's the whole
glow
idea.
is not of the flesh.
How we go do? How we go do?
Oh yeah, but it's okay. I think everybody, it just helps everybody to be in the right frame of mind. Just be
Yes.
happy most of the time or once in a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't take anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so today we're discussing building sexual chemistry. Sisi Ade, I'm prepared.
Me again?
I'm prepared for today.
As in,
Okay.
I'm ready to learn more.
I'm ready.
Let's hear you.
I want to know how I want to build sexual chemistry, even for a person when I not like.
Hey, I beg you.
Chente, you see, mind yourself. Chente don't. In fact, I had to call him one name today. If you see as the way body just the switch sentences. Chente, let's even start with you. What do you understand by sexual chemistry?
See, chemistry is that thing that used to do your body like this.
Waka.
So yeah, I feel like I feel like chemistry is, I don't know how to explain it, right?
Okay.
I think it's just that vibe. I think it's that energy. I think in the Gen Z word, the word I'll put it as is that energy.
Okay.
It's that energy, it's that vibe, it's that connection, right?
Okay.
So that is what I would explain it as.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. Precious. Sexual chemistry.
Social chemistry is a level of intimacy that is amazing. So what it means is you're building a special bond with this person that goes beyond just physical attraction. It has to do with the sexual aspect of it. So this person teases your intellect, teases your emotions, and as well as teases your body.
Okay. Sincere day of life. Sexual
I did
chemistry.
hear program.
Sexual chemistry.
Sexual chemistry. Ogbonge. Yeah.
Oh, bonga.
Yeah. More softly break and down.
Okay.
Sexual chemistry is a very strong, powerful, intense, overwhelming bodily feeling of attraction and desire from one person to another, longing for what? Physical intimacy. Do you understand?
Take
It can
notes.
also,
Yes, I am.
essentially, it comes from what? Lust, desire for sexual what? Gratification.
Oh, wow.
And it is not just physical per se. You can also have sexual chemistry based on what? Intelligence and emotional connection. Let me go there. Sexual people. These are people that are attracted. Their own sexual chemistry, not to the people where they brainy, where they intelligent.
Oh, yeah, dear.
Then we have the what? the demisexual. This set of people, they don't want to hear anything. They want to build that relationship first. That's emotion. Before anything begin, they fly, they shake body like Chinke they do just now. Do you understand? And most times, it can be an immediate thing. And you can also build it if you don't have it. And in no distance, you can have it at a close range, and you can also have it at what? Far range, as in somebody you've never met before. You can have sexual chemistry. Most of us, if we think back, our first crush, but that time we almost not sexual chemistry. Maybe in school that year, your chemistry teacher, you know the feeling, or your senior brother's friend, you don't get as body they do. You know that time you go, they know say you want to play. Do you understand? So, like a celebrity, most time people crushed on celebrities in terms of sexual chemistry. Just hearing their voice, just seeing their image, even their write-up is enough to bring those things into what? Into play. Make I not come to talk more, they take am small to make I pause.
So honestly, if you ask me, I would have just said, oh, sexual chemistry is that connection between two people who are already sexually involved. That's why we have that word sexual there. You know, yes, it's okay to have a chemistry. You know, you can have any kind of chemistry with people. But sexual chemistry, there has to be something sexual about it, right? Sisi Ade?
You have to be at the end of the day, now there the end, sexual gratification.
Okay.
Because you are longing for this person, desire. That desire what they talk about now sexual desire. Okay. You just want to be, if the person touch you, get as your body go do you. Just smelling the person in you. It does a lot of things for emotion. Anything what they talk today now sexual, now everything say they go there. You understand? They go enter bed, last night.
Okay, so what you were saying about the intelligent set of people, so you're saying that people can just be attracted or are sexually attracted or have this sexual chemistry with people who are just intelligent. That's the only reason why they're sexually attracted to them.
Yeah, it can be because there are some people, before they even get involved with you, even on a normal level, there are some things to look at for. You might personality traits and all that, because there's a place for mutual interest. There's a character, there's a particular character or quality that you are looking for in a person. So when you see this person from afar, now that time they use they hide the person with lust. That was why I said you also come from a place of lust, because this person get what you define. So what you remain. So when you see an intelligent person, I don't want to say love, no, it's not love language. I'm trying to look for the perfect word for it. Or the code. This, if I see this person, this is what will pull me. Okay, in a nutshell, this sexual chemistry, some people refer to it as electric or magnetic pull. There's a way it pull you, but you will know when it's pulling you. Do you understand? So because you know you are looking at for an intelligent person, it will automatically what drag you there. Now what you they find, and they go carry you go. Then if you can't see people say you not sabi, just be asexual like us. Anyhow, we not get to know book, we not get to build the emotion. Because the truth be told, in a relationship you build this what's it called, sexual chemistry. But majority of the time, it also happens with singles. Do you understand? So we are seeing that person for the first time. Something is actually like magneting you to that other person. Something is happening that, like I don't know who said it now. You cannot explain that feeling. That is why we said very intense. It can be overwhelming. And you can even lose yourself in that connection. You're just trying to like, oh, this is my guy. Oh, you understand? It can be one-sided. So let me get, maybe that's where you're coming from. It can be one-sided. That I have sexual chemistry for Precious. If she was, okay, 14K as a guy, does not mean he has to return my favor. If it happens that both of us feel the same thing, all well and good, it can be one-sided and it can be both-sided. In marriage, it's a continuous thing that you work on, because with whatever is happening right now, it's very easy for it to just die away.
Okay. So basically, because, like I said, with the sexual connection, with the chemistry, it doesn't just happen with people who are already sexually involved. It could happen with people who even have not had sex, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
what we're
you.
saying.
Even some
Yes.
way marriage, we just, but you know when it's happening, so you will not fit to say they catch you mogul. Is that is where discipline comes in.
Okay, so
Even
but
for
no,
the
but
married
no,
people.
but no, so but I want to understand something. Just
Okay.
yeah. So when you say there's a chemistry, when there's a chemistry, that means it's actually between two people, it's not one-sided.
It can be one in marriage.
No, in
Two
any
sides.
so between so that's why I'm trying to, I want us to break it down, because let's not even talk about
Majority of the
let's
time is
not talk about
one-sided.
building. Let's not talk
Yes,
about
most times
building.
it's one-sided.
Sorry?
Most times one-sided.
Okay.
I
So
said
but I want
most times one-sided.
okay, so but I want to understand. So sexual chemistry, if you'd ask me, I'm not a sex therapist, but I would literally say, oh, is that connection, that connection between two people, do you understand, that makes their relationship and sexual life fantastic.
True.
That's what I would say. Now, and I
Yeah.
would say, because of just the word, I would say is something that, you understand, it comes naturally. You're not faking it. It's just you might not
No.
even be the best of couples, but you guys can have a sexual chemistry, as in you guys can just be fantastic when it comes to sex.
On point. True. You are
That's what I
correct.
would. Yes. So
But that is not all it is to it.
okay.
That's what I'm
Yes.
trying to say. That's
So
not
that
the
chemistry. So what is so? Because I
package.
want to understand. Because when you say, I'm just speaking literally. Chemistry
Okay.
is something you have this chemistry with this person, and in my head I'm thinking chemistry is when two things come together. There's a chemistry between you and that person. So that's why I'm trying to understand how it can be one-sided.
Okay. Should I use this scenario?
Okay.
Maybe you are at a party now. You are at a
Okay.
party, a young lady is at a party,
Okay.
and she feel drawn to a gentleman, an handsome man, or whatever she's looking for. And the guy is also what? Responding. Is catching the chemistry. It's an attraction, a
But you
desire
don't
that, oh,
understand. It's between two people. That's my point.
that's what I'm saying, babe. You are not getting it. I'm not going to let this go. You can have this chemistry. Okay, when you have a crush, sexual crush, chemistry on a celebrity, somebody you've never met, do you believe in that?
What
That is
is so
also
good?
part
I
of
like what
it.
you just used now. Is crush and chemistry the same thing?
I would
Okay,
say that
sexual
crush is like
chemistry.
a layman language.
Yes.
I want to say that
Okay.
because at the end of the day, it's going to end in what? Physical or sexual intimacy. Now that because with crush too, you still have your butterfly in your stomach.
Yeah.
That flush skin is still coming out. Your genitals can also still get erect and all that. Do you understand? You can be you are aware of the other person. You can just be playful, talking anyhow because somebody that you like. So I will still go there. Crush is a how will I put it? Like a concept under sexual word chemistry. Yeah, that is a layman. That is it.
You agree that crush and chemistry would mean the same thing, but it's just a layman's crush is a
No,
layman's.
that is me talking because you
No,
can
I'm asking
actually have a
Precious.
sexual chemistry.
Yes, I'm asking
No,
Precious. Precious, do you also
she
agree?
was trying to, yeah, she was trying to say that it's almost the same in the sense of the type of emotions or feelings it evokes. Now, there are so many words to it, not just sexual chemistry. You brought about the word crush. That's another one. Another one is a turn on. When someone turns you on, the person turning you on might not even be aware that they are turning you on. So the fact that there is chemistry doesn't
No,
mean there is a
okay, so
reaction,
but honestly,
which
I
is
don't
where
agree.
Franca is coming from.
No.
So
So the
I
truth
think,
is a
right? So I
chemistry.
think that.
Chemistry
So
is
I think
mutual
that
between two
that
people.
No,
exactly.
That's
So,
the
so, so I
thing.
think
With
that
sexual
in
chemistry, it can be
in the
one-sided.
context of
No.
chemistry,
In the context of
it has to do with
chemistry,
two things mixing
mixing
together.
together.
Yes,
So there's a
but
difference
I
between a
think picking the
crush.
right words to use that
Yes,
can
so
no,
pick
put
the
you
right
with his
words to
energy,
use.
no.
There's
sexual
a difference
energy or
between
something.
crush and chemistry. So a crush
What
is
I'm
short.
telling you.
A crush can be
What I'm
one-sided.
telling you is it can be no. Sexual chemistry can be one-sided. That's what we're
Thank
saying.
you. Thank you.
Once it is not acted upon by the second party,
See,
it is
thank
one-sided.
you.
Okay,
A man can
so I
flirt
think
with a woman,
no.
and the
So
woman has no
Precious,
idea that the man is flirting
no,
with.
Precious. I think we're using the wrong word. Let me explain.
Exactly.
I think we're
We
using
hear
the wrong
you. We know
word.
what you are saying, but it is what it is.
No. We can't. No, because we need to educate people to understand. Because it is okay
Yes.
for you to have a crush on someone. It is not a layman's
Don't even use
word.
the cross. Let's continue with the word we are using.
Yes. So, but what I'm trying to say, but even at that, a chemistry, when you cannot say someone has a chemistry or has chemistry with someone. See, when people have
How will I say?
chemistry, that means two people have this chemistry. Literally, English means that these two people, there's a connection between them.
You can have a sexual chemistry with somebody and not have anything to do with that person because it's not being, how will I put it?
It's not on the same
The other
level,
person, I don't
wavelength,
know.
or
But the
understanding
truth,
with
it is
you.
what it is. It is what it is. I take my stand. I take my stand.
Yes.
It can be one-sided, it
No,
can be two-sided.
I'm with the
That's
idea
where I
on this
stand.
one.
Okay, so explain how I agree that it has to be mutual. That's where I stand. But can you educate us on how sexual chemistry can be one-sided?
Okay, so you meet, or even if you don't meet some, because there are so many ways to have sexual chemistry. We've said you can have sexual chemistry with someone that does not even know you per se. The way people say, oh, I'm idolizing this person, I like this person, I like the way. So we have actors, actresses, musicians that we feel turned on by them. Now, if in the eventuality that these people get to meet us and like us back, amazing. If they don't if they don't operate on the same wavelength with us, amazing. So sexual chemistry can be one-sided, where I meet Chente, I like Chente, I love the way Chente dresses, I like how he behaves. Chente and I might not even chat, I might not have his number, but I follow him across all his social media handles. And then perhaps one day we might meet in a particular circle and Chente says, oh, Precious, hi, and ends there. It might not even stop me from still having sexual chemistry with him. So sometimes people say words like, oh, on my bucket list of people I want to sleep with, this person is there. Now, when we say building, it means that you and this person are on the same wavelength. You don't build with somebody who is not on the same wavelength with you. So when we're talking about building, we're talking about people already in a relationship.
Thank you.
So here's what I feel, right? I feel like Franca is trying to understand, because I think when you think of chemistry, you're thinking about the mix between two things, right?
Yes.
And so I think what she's trying to understand is, how can one person have one chemistry? The word that I saw, right, when I was browsing this is, if it's one-sided, it is sexual tension. If it's two-sided between two people, it is sexual chemistry. When two people come to mix, when you people in one way or the other are having the same energy. But if it's one-sided, I think it's just the choice of words. I think
Not
it's just
choice of words.
if it's one,
Sexual tension can also be in both in a relationship when two people are together. Sexual tension and sexual chemistry, they are not the same thing, please. They are not the same.
Okay, well,
They are not the
so
same.
can I ask a question? What's the difference between perceived and real chemistry? Precious. Perceived.
perceived is, I think, is an assumption of
It's the
like,
one that is
I
Thank
feel
you.
like
Yes,
this person may
assumption.
be feeling the same
Do you
thing with me.
understand? It is perceived is one-sided.
This one, the
You
person
can
is feeling
perceive
it.
and I
It's
can
not
perceive without us
assuming.
knowing.
It's not on as Precious, please talk.
Precious, what did you
You
say?
can
No, talk
perceive and
now.
I
This
can
is not
perceive.
So, because
You
you know
know,
why I
so many
say
times.
that? You know why I say this thing? That somebody is turning you on. Somebody is doing all that, and the other person doesn't even know.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You don't even know. You are not, there's no,
But,
you understand,
okay.
there's no connection
They are
at
not
all.
aware.
Okay. Franca,
Yes?
pause, please.
Yes?
I don't know. Can you relate with this? When somebody sees, maybe the person is having sexual chemistry for whatever, I don't want to use the word crush again, they get wet. Can you relate with that? Do you believe in that? Because when you are talking about, when you look at for the sign that is registered, when this person is exhibiting this sexual chemistry, maybe you will understand better. It doesn't really have to, because when you're, okay, I'm married, we have sexual chemistry with my husband. Why should I still be having a butterfly in my stomach? Why should I be sweating unnecessarily? Why should I all of a sudden become a talkative and I'm like longing for? Do you understand? So except maybe, I don't know. We are not talking, we've not gotten to like building it. We're actually trying to understand
Yes, because we need to
what
understand it
sexual
before you
chemistry
can build
is.
it.
Exactly. So I don't know why
We
you
need to,
are.
yes, because
The
we
truth
need
is
to
that
understand.
there's no wrong or right answer.
Yes, so we
Because
need
it's
to,
not, if you have said in relationship, would have go. So we are trying to expand this thing.
no,
It
but
happens both ways,
for me,
any
sexual
which way.
chemistry, yeah, but for me, like I said, that's why I'm always saying for
There's
me,
no
I'm
time to
basically
know.
what we understand.
Mhm.
But let's quickly go on the break. When we come back from the break, we would continue with this.
Topic, yeah.
Stay tuned. Heartlines would be right back.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little or no meaningful engagement, lives a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
This season on Heartlines, we're committed to making a difference in people's lives. So Heartlines, in partnership with Reda Consult, is offering 12 free slots of counseling every quarter for people in need of professional counseling. Additionally, we're taking on 2 pro bono cases for individuals navigating a challenging divorce. To participate, please send an email to counsel@vedaconsult.com with your story. Our team will carefully review all submissions and will contact all the shortlisted candidates. Heartlines is live Mondays to Fridays at 10 p.m. So engage with us.
Stay tuned. Heartlines would be right back. Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Okay, so please note that you can send a message to us via our WhatsApp number 081903842246663 or call in to join in the conversation on 07025007749 or 07014242420. And please, please, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Official Upgrade TV. Okay, so before we went on the break, same way Cecilia is holding her grounds to say that sexual chemistry can be one-sided. It doesn't mean it's the proper thing. Sexual chemistry is supposed to be a strong and magnetic connection between two people. That's the ideal thing for sexual. That's the ideal definition of sexual chemistry. But before I went on the break, I asked a question. I was asking Precious. Precious, what is the difference between perceived attraction and chemistry?
And I said the perceived one is the one, let's say between me and someone else. So the perceived one will be the one that I think I have for this person. The person is not aware. So it's just my perception of how I feel towards this person.
And what are you guys saying? So if that is what it is, if you are saying is what I feel I have for this person and it's making you turned on, is making you wet, nobody's judging you. That's your perception.
Yes, of course. Yes.
That's your perception. That's what it is. It is perceived. It is you who thinks that. The person, there's nothing happening to the person when the person sees you. It becomes chemistry when you now extend it to the person and the person is responding to whatever it is you feel. That's what it is. Then what is you can be attracted to someone. Do you know even you being attracted to someone can make you get wet? Yes. That I'm attracted. So let's be clear. People react to things differently. I can see someone and I'm attracted to the person. Just seeing the person speak, I'm already wet. Yes, it happens. But I will not agree that sexual chemistry, you understand, is when it's one person, there's no chemistry there. There's no chemistry. If it's one-sided, there's no chemistry. Sexual attraction, yes. But chemistry has to be, it's supposed to be mutual. And if the person feels it's a chemistry, it is not. But like I said, I'm not a sex therapist. But, and then if you begin to even look deep into it, you would see explanations that tells you. Because if we're saying the other person doesn't know, for crying out loud, how would you build a one-sided sexual chemistry? Precious.
When you have to build a relationship, of course.
Would you build? Are you going to force a relationship on the person?
No, you won't. No. And
so how do you build a one-sided sexual chemistry?
You don't.
So what are we talking about? So is there something called one-sided sexual chemistry?
Let's just go to building the sexual chemistry because
you know why I say that? I like to. So you know why I say these things? I like to expatiate and let people understand certain things. If we are saying this is what it is, there's some, like, out of, if 10% of certain people use that word, it doesn't make it right. Because it has to make, you understand, sense to me and certain people. Do you understand? And I think Chente, if you listen to this conversation or you're trying to educate somebody on something, and I tell you that sexual chemistry is one-sided, just because you understand what chemistry is, do you understand? You will question it. And then you're going to ask me a question. How, if I have this sexual chemistry towards someone, if I have sexual chemistry towards Chente, how will I build it? Chente is not interested in me. So if I like, let me be changing pants every 2 hours. Chente is not interested. That relationship can never be built. Do you understand? But I feel that two people have to at least have a bit of connection, you understand? For you to even want to build something. There has to be something. True. They have to be attracted to each other. There has to be something, and then you now continue to build on it. But again, these are my thoughts. I'm not a sex therapist. And I know Sisi Ade is won't say no, I don't agree. But the truth is, I
No,
would
no, no, no,
argue
no.
this
I
every
don't
time.
know.
I would argue it.
You use a word. You use the word. You use one word. You use attraction. Attraction between two people. Halal. Do you understand? Because now I'm following what you are explaining.
Yes.
Okay, I'm attracted. That I'm attracted. There's an attraction. We feel attracted to each other, me and this guy. But left alone, maybe it's more on my side. The guy is not feeling. Maybe it just is, how will I put it, a moment thing. It's just like we say, the kind of. Yes, it is between two people, but it's also possible the other person might not return favor for favor. That's where I'm coming from. So anyhow I want to say, because maybe again, maybe going forward, we want to say, we want to give certain topics like this. Maybe we should actually say, okay, if it's in a relationship or if it's something that can be general. So if we are saying a relationship is between two people, but since you've decided to say, okay, crush, you are using crush for it. I never came across that word crush that you were saying. So, but that was where I tried to use celebrity this thing.
No, Sisi
Okay,
Ajo, no, but I
I
agree. So,
said,
Sisi Ajo, sorry. So I think you're getting me wrong. I believe there's crush.
okay,
You can have a
mm,
crush on a celebrity. It's not a layman's word. You can actually crush
so
on
if the
people.
attraction there, I can be attracted to you and you are not attracted to me.
Thank you. Same thing as
That's what I'm
crush. Yeah, it's the same thing as crush or perceived attraction. But you see, so I think we agree on that. We agree on that.
You
The
are
only
using
thing we
some
don't
words. We
agree
say
on.
perceive. Now waiting I see, not waiting I don't feel. Perceive is what assumption. This is what I would have, but it's not what I'm feeling. I don't know how to say that. That is this because you see that this thing is so mechanical now that we cannot really break it down because it perceive assumption. It's not the same thing like feeling. I don't know. So more not to drag them. So more just leave on there. It's okay. At the end
Okay.
of the day, like they always say, take the one that works for you and
Yes. So
like
take
that,
what
like
we
that.
say exactly. Take what works for you, but I just believe that there should be standard. There should be
Yeah.
standard
Yeah,
definitions for
I
this
support
thing.
that.
Yes,
True.
so that people understand where you're coming from. So people
Mm-hmm.
don't, because sometimes you could get confused around this thing. you know.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, what we're now discussing is how do we build sexual chemistry? Precious.
Okay, so because sexual chemistry, building sexual chemistry is good because sexual chemistry helps the people in the relationship to build on their intimate moments, explore and experience sex to, how much they want to enjoy it. So basically, what we're saying is, what are the things that in your relationship you can do to make sure that there will never be a time where you get bored sexually with this person? So for some, it is they have to create out special times, like you go on dates, you do something fun together. But at the baseline of all of this, we cannot, tell you not to communicate. Communication is really, really important. So you use your words, use your sign language, whatever it is you use. Now, because it has to do with sex, we always say, try and explore other ways to pleasure yourselves. Let it not just be only one style all the time. Try and diversify. There is a reason why sex has different styles and different approaches. So find out what you can do that will be more exciting because you're building on the sexual chemistry. You're not just building on, we're trying to be friends, we want to build a family together, we want to have a life together. No. You're saying we also want to make sure that every time we have sex, it is amazing. It's wonderful. We both love it. If I hear you're coming home, I want to be, Gente say, remember, did they do me somehow? Because I know I'm going to
do me tatari.
I know I'm going to get to see you. So there should be this excitement. So what is that thing that is unique to you as a couple? We have general rules. I mean, there's love, there's respect, there's all of that, but create time for each other, even if you have kids. Create time for each other, go on dates, do things together that, make you people happy. I've seen couples who is going to the library, like a book club, that is their thing. There are some that is going swimming, that is their thing. Whatever is that thing that you do to get you in the mood for your partner, that is what you're supposed to be doing to build sexual chemistry.
Okay. I want to ask a question, but I want Cecilia to comment on building before I ask the question I want to ask.
Okay. She has practically said almost everything, but I would just want to add it. Even in relationship, in marriage, let me go there, marriage, long-term relationship, people always forget to flirt or tease. So flirting and teasing actually help to spark up the words, that sexual chemistry. Then there should be, how would I put it, create space. Once in a while, be away from each other. Do your own thing, let him do his own thing. Then later you come back together. Then that sexual word, anticipation, it doesn't have to be elaborate thing. Just extended foreplay, like when she was talking about the sex position, also help with all this. So we can go on and shared activities. Try to do things as a team because you're actually team. Do things, explore, sex exploration, do whatever will just keep the fire burning.
Okay.
And moreover, please talk, communicate how you want to, your boundaries, your preferences. Do you understand? So that is like
Okay.
literally like everything.
Okay, I want to ask a question. And my
Okay,
question is,
not
yeah.
Okay.
Chente, please hear.
Okay.
Chente, listen, and you know this one. You know, so
Okay.
now we don't know anything when it concerns this sex therapy. It's this sex therapy issue.
Do you understand?
Yeah. So when we say build, so I know I'm not trying to create instances where a husband and wife they have good sex. Do you understand? They have good sex. They do all the chatting. They do everything. You understand? But trust me, the guy has better sex. Not okay, I won't say better sex. There's this drive when he's sleeping with someone else. Do you understand? Not because he doesn't love his wife. Not because the wife is not good sexually or doesn't know how to have sex. But he says that there's something, there's a chemistry, there's a way he feels with this other person. That she just, it's not about, it's not like they're doing anything together, they're trying to build. When they see, there's this energy both of them just give to each other. They don't speak about it. Do you understand? It's not like they say, oh, this is what you, In fact, sometimes they don't talk. Their body will just sink. You understand? Both of them, their bodies just sink. And it's fun. See, every time he sleeps with that girl, he says, it is always a fantastic time. So in that scenario, you understand, Precious? In that scenario, would you say he doesn't have chemistry? He doesn't have chemistry with his wife?
He does.
So what is happening with this other person?
He still has chemistry with the person that he decided to cheat. Chemistry is chemistry. Chemistry does not respect the ring on your finger.
The one person, exactly.
So, but there are levels. But there are levels. So, no, but there are levels to chemistry. Do we agree?
And he decided to cheat.
Let's leave cheating. Let's leave cheating. Let's forget. I know that's why I didn't say.
You cannot leave it now. No.
Listen, that's why I didn't say cheating. I was just trying to compare two scenarios because
so
you
that
understand.
Can be said that's his fantasy. So he decided his fantasy is sleeping with someone else, and that's where he gets the excitement from. That's fine. That's okay. He should keep doing it.
So fantasies. So are you saying fantasies would increase the chemistry between you and the person?
It depends on the kind of fantasies. Do we have mutual fantasies? Will your fantasy, if you tell me, break the relationship or help us make the relationship better?
Okay, Sergio.
So some fantasies can destroy a relationship, while some fantasies can take the relationship to the better.
True. So sometimes I feel like people forget what used to interest them before. And what I mean is that sometimes you see that chemistry or that way that you felt when people started dating. Sometimes when people get married, they just sometimes, as you are now wife now, so there's a way you will not do it as you used to do it before, or there's a way you will not. Do you understand? I feel like some of the times people forget that spice, and it brings down the sexual fantasy, or
Or
sorry,
the chemistry.
yeah, or the yes, the
Okay.
sexual chemistry. It
Okay.
brings it down, like it kills the vibe. I feel
Okay.
like, see, the fact that you are married, it doesn't mean that you people should now stick to one style. You should not be doing it how you people used to do it, the
No,
way you
but
used to
no,
enjoy it.
but Chente, no, but let me tell you the truth. I don't think chemistry has to do with style. Even when it
No,
is
no, no. I'm
missionary
just
style,
saying.
even when it's just
I'm
missionary style, if you
no,
have
no.
that
So,
chemistry, it will be
so
fantastic.
see what I'm saying. See what I'm saying. Some of the times, the chemistry is in the way the man used to woo the woman when they were dating. Like, do you understand? Like, it's in all of those chivalry things, all of those,
So do
it
you
builds.
agree? So do you agree that so it's a process between two peculiar people? It's
Yes.
peculiar to one person, which is why I say it cannot be one side. That's one of the reasons, because it's peculiar. Do you understand? The way you say hello to me, do you understand? The way if
Mm-hmm.
I say hello to you and you respond maybe with a kiss on the cheek, with a peck, or the way you hug me, the way you draw me closer, maybe those are the things that by the time you get into the bedroom is a totally different ball game. Those are builds up. Do you understand? Those are the things that just say, you know what? By the time, before you are getting to the room, you're already there. You say, take me. Do you understand? But I think we have Sergio on the show. Sergio, is Sergio with us? Okay, Sergio, please. What's your take on what do you think is sexual chemistry, and how do you build it? From your own point of view, what's the sexual chemistry?
Okay. Now, first of all, I am not supposed to be here, Franca. You're forcing me to the show. I was just quietly listening and learning
You were
from
on the
the
show. You were
pros.
on the show, so I said just as well. You can as well just speak.
Yes. My understanding of the word sexual chemistry, it's there are words that must be present for that term to be fully alive. First, it has to do with physical attraction, which could be magnetic and very strong between two persons, which will likely lead to intimacy of physical contact. It could be sexual. Now, it is an attraction, physical attraction, so there must be physical presence most times. It could also be magnetic from a distance without contact, but the ultimate goal is that it is between specific place and so intent of having sexual intimacy. And how it is built is by constant triggers and constant fireworks.
Okay. So you don't think it's one-sided?
It is not possible to use the term chemistry and think it's one-sided.
Okay. Okay. I think you are now on the same page. We totally agree with that. So, but building, so when we say build, so is it possible to build? This is me speaking from a layman's point of view. Chemistry, they say, comes, the chemistry is natural, it just comes. But when you build it, is it the same thing? Would it always be the same thing as what comes naturally when you try and build it? Is there any difference between building or what comes naturally?
It is not. It is not a constant element. There are triggers. There
Okay.
are things that could sustain, enhance, develop, or kill it.
Okay.
So it's not like it's constant because you have chemistry with someone
It
and the
would always be
person now
there.
becomes a horrible human being. It doesn't flow that way. Now, I was
Okay.
also listening to you talking about someone who may have more sexual exploration with someone outside, though he or she has good sexual chemistry with his partner. Now, there are other factors that could be responsible for that. You will see that they say adventure sex is always the sweetest sex. you also notice that if you travel with your partner, the quality of sex you have outside the home on that trip will be different. So those are not just about chemistry. They have to do with location, desires, exploration, and cravings.
Okay.
The man could be going to this particular lady. Say, let me go pigeon a bit. Say, now waiting that the thief, now the sweet pass.
I totally agree with
Now,
you.
now the meat when the
And the
thief
tea
from
for
pot.
inside pots.
Now the sweet pass.
See what way they
Now the
give you.
sweet pass the one they put for your plate.
I agree.
So those could also be the elements and it is human nature. There's just nothing you can do about it. It is because of, again, see finish when in the house. This one is constantly here. She's available. She will be there. And this one could be a temporary adventure. We don't know how long this will last. Let's make the best we
Out of
can get
it.
out of this.
Okay, makes sense.
So
I
there are
agree with
several elements that could actually inform that spark
you.
that
Okay.
he thinks is better than what he has at home. And
Okay.
I always say to men, nothing is better if it's not safe.
Okay. Okay, so Sisi Ade, a quick one. Would you ask, so what do we encourage? So if, as a sex therapist, it is said that sexual chemistry can be one-sided, is this something that should be encouraged or completely stopped if somebody comes? Because sometimes it could actually lead to a bit of destruction if it's one-sided. Before you know, if really it can be one-sided, that person can be traumatized because you're longing for something that you would never have, especially if the person doesn't give it to you. It could affect you in the future. So is this something that people come to say, oh, I am sexually attracted, or I have a sexual chemistry with someone and the person is not responding? How do I go about it? Do we have issues like that?
Now, Franca, that is sexual desire. It is desire, having urge to have carnal interaction with someone who does not know you, who you do not interface with. Okay.
Saju, you were saying something?
Chente is distracting me with his voice. Now,
Chente, what did you say?
I said it's the canal. No, he said the canal. I was like, it's the canal for me. Like,
okay.
Having such desire is not chemistry. Chemistry must be an admixture of feelings for two persons or by two persons.
Okay.
So those things you are describing is sexual desire, sexual cravings, sexual whatever, but it cannot be sexual chemistry once two persons are not connected or are desirous of each other's company or sexual exploration.
Okay. So, but you see, like I said, we are not sex therapists. So it's possible that in the world of sex therapists, they have termed a particular word to be one-sided sexual chemistry. So, which is why I'm asking Sisi Ade. Sisi Ade, with such scenarios, since there are such scenarios in that space, when those things happen, how do you guys deal with it? Or how do you advise people to deal with it?
To start with, if I want to answer this, if you believe that there is a good sexual chemistry and we also have bad sexual chemistry, then we are almost there. It's not to be, because I actually did my own work. Do you understand? And that's why I'm taking my stand, whatever term anybody decides to use. So it's not to be encouraged. Do you understand? If it happened that it is one-sided. Reason why, it can become an obsession. Just like one being addicted, then manipulation comes in. I'm not feeling this particular way, and you want to use different means to make sure you manipulate this person to return people. So when it says sexual desire, you don't need to feel anything as in strong attraction. But yeah, we are looking at the two key word here are what? The attraction and desire. So a good sexual chemistry ought to be what? Mutual. You understand? Because that means you have from that attraction now, you are getting connected physically and what? Emotionally, which actually help with intimacy and relationship satisfaction. But in a situation where it is now bad, it is bad when you are now upset because the other person is not returning your whatever you feel, is not returning it back to you. So a healthy sexual chemistry, this is how I want to end it. A healthy sexual chemistry actually involves what? Mutual respect, consent, and emotional connection.
Okay. I agree with healthy sexual chemistry. Now, Precious, dealing with one-sided sexual chemistry, because you said it happens, is this something you encourage as a therapist?
Oh, no. It's as good as saying it's a one-sided friendship. Even in a one-sided friendship, one person must suffer because one person is going to feel like they are giving their all and they are not getting anything in return, like they are underappreciated. You don't see me, you don't even know I'm there. Why can't you just love me for me? Why don't you notice me? So it is too much stress on, the person who is feeling all of the chemistry. So we tell people, look, if you can't communicate to this person about it, then we have to find active ways for you because it's an attention that can be diverted. So we need to look for active ways to divert that attention into something more productive.
Yeah, because you see, I don't even think you should compare it to friendship because at least friendship, that other person knows you even exist. No, because it's true.
Wow, you carry bulletproof come,
No, exactly. No, but seriously, for friendship, that person even knows you exist. This one, they don't even know you exist.
They don't even know you exist.
Yes. So it cannot even be related. It cannot be compared to friendship. Do you understand? So you're just killing yourself. You are just, I don't get it, but you're just destroying whatever it is you have. I don't know how it works.
Just be discouraged from the onset.
Yes, because you're just putting yourself under undue pressure.
Not worth it.
It's not worth it. So Chente, your take on this.
Yeah.
Finally, what would you say, Chente? Clearly, nobody should indulge in one-sided.
I'm going to go and do a research on chemistry and attraction and desire. I'll go and do my own research.
Okay.
As I'm entering into the world of sex therapy now, I will go home.
Okay.
To do so that when a client comes in for sex therapy, I will be able to stand my ground and say, this is this. That is my own take.
Okay, so that means you have not learned anything today.
No, I've learned, but I will now go and do my own research. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so but I personally think that sexual chemistry is a wonderful thing, but it has to be between two people. It has to be mutual. Yeah, and I'm just hearing for the first time, which is why it's also, it's good to have such conversations, that it can be one-sided, but I don't agree. I think there's a better word for that. I would never call it sexual chemistry. But yes, sexual chemistry is something that's intense and wonderful if if it's done right. You understand? It's something that's actually very wonderful. On this note, Sajo, Precious, Chente, and Sisi Ade, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.